Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome to MGM Grand here in Las Vegas, Nevada, as Premier Boxing Champions welcomes you to Fight Week. This Saturday, we see a historic matchup. Undefeated two-division world champion David El Monstro Benavidez and unified WBA and WBO cruiserweight world champion Zurdo Ramirez headline a Cinco de Mayo weekend here in Las Vegas in an all-Mexican throwdown. This matchup is the first of its kind. Mexican pitting cruiser against each other. World title clash in one of the sport's most historic weekends. And it will be all live from T-Mobile Arena this Saturday, May 2nd, and it is a PBC Pay-Per-View event. This pay-per-view begins at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, and it is a five-fight lineup littered with Mexican versus Mexican showdowns, including a co-main event clash that is another world title bout. WBA Super Middleweight World Champion Armando Toro Resendiz takes on the all-action former champion Jaime Munguia. Plus, super lightweight contenders Oscar Duarte and Anel Fierro square off in a 12-round clash. And unbeaten super bantamweight contenders Jorge Chavez and Tito Sanchez meet in a 10-round bout. Also, unbeaten rising star Isak Lucero faces the hard-hitting contender Ismael Flores in 10-round super welterweight action opening the pay-per-view. Now, prior to the pay-per-view, we see first on Prime lineup, streaming live and for free on Prime Video. And that all begins 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific. And it is all headlined by rising super middleweight contender Daniel Blancas. Tickets are on sale now through AXS.com. And, of course, this event is being promoted by Golden Boy Promotions, Samson Boxing in association with TGB Promotions. In addition to the pay-per-view being available for purchase on Prime Video, regardless of Prime membership, fans will also be able to purchase the pay-per-view via DAZN.com. And on top of those two options, fans will also be able to continue to access the pay-per-view through traditional cable and satellite outlets, as well as PPV.com. Now it's time to introduce our first fighter to our open workout. Please, ladies and gentlemen, a man coming in undefeated, 15 victories, 9 by knockout from Cathedral City, California. He is 26 years of age, most recently knocked out Jesus Eduardo Rubio back in January. Please help me welcome Jose Tito Sanchez. In January, please help me welcome Jose Tito Sanchez. Welcome in, Jose, and this is an incredible fight week. You're kicking things off. This is your first major fight here in Las Vegas. What is this feeling like for you?
Bueno, José, esta es tu primera gran pelea en Las Vegas. ¿Cómo te sentís?
Of course, I feel really great, happy, and really excited to be on this card. It's a big card. It's a Mexican-style card, so I'm glad to be here.
Now, you are coming off 2 straight KO victories. What has been working so well for you over your last few bouts?
Just staying in camp, you know, the DS training camp, always having me locked in and ready, and just can't wait to perform.
Now, obviously, this is a big time fight. coming up with Benavidez and Zurdo. Do you have a prediction of what's going to go down in the main event?
Yeah, I said I think it's going to be a stoppage in that fight. Benavidez for sure.
All right, you heard it from him. We'll let you get to work, my man, and we'll be back with you right after. All right, Jose, here as you come over to my left, I want to ask you one more question. You know, as you wrap things up and you get this fight week started, you're looking forward to your matchup. What does a victory Saturday night do for you on a big stage like this?
A victory for my career and everything, elevate actually my career. After this, I think I hope I'll get a title shot after.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Jose Tito Sanchez. Jose Tito Sanchez, this should be an exciting fight, and this is just the beginning of a fantastic fight week coming your way. Tomorrow we have our final press conference with all fighters saying last words, and that all starts 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. And then later tomorrow evening, we have the opening bell, Cinco de Mayo special feature with Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, two legends of the game. You do not want to miss that. Then Friday, open to the public. We have our weigh-in from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. You do not want to miss it. It's one of the most special parts of Fight Week. You do want to get there early. Doors open at 12 p.m. here, local time. Weigh-ins begin 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. local time. So you do not want to miss it. It's a fantastic Fight Week coming your way as we have a historic clash. Benavidez versus Zurdo Ramirez. You do not want to miss it. First time Mexico versus Mexico. Cruiserweight showdown as both men are looking to etch their name on this historic boxing weekend. And Cinco de Mayo, as you all know, is home to many, many historic fights as we are getting ready for another historic matchup from T-Mobile Arena. as David Benavidez is looking to become a 3-division world champion, and he's taking on a man that has already made history. First Mexican as super middleweight world champion, and then the first Mexican as a cruiserweight world champion. So both men are no stranger to history. And once again, it all goes down this Saturday from T-Mobile, May 2nd, as we get you up for a fantastic fight week. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise if you are here rooting for El Monstruo Benavidez. Now make some noise if you are here for the champ, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Both men are looking to put on a show, and one thing about both guys, they are never in boring matchups, so this sure shapes up to be a highly entertaining between two offensive-minded boxers as they come in. That is afraid of no one. That is afraid of no one. He has said, "We are here to give the fights fans want to see," and that's the type of fighter David Benavidez is, and I, for one, am very much looking forward to as we gear up for an exciting fight week. We are now ready for our next fighter to come take the ring. He comes in undefeated, 18 victories, 14 by knockout, from La Paz, Baja California Sur, Mexico, trained in Las Vegas by renowned trainer Bob Santos. Most recently, stopping veteran Roberto Valenzuela Jr. back in December. Here is Isak Puro Mexico Lucero.
Por Jaime. Sí, claro. Sí, porque todo el mundo piensa se anuncia con Benavidez. Ya no te puedo decir qué va a pasar, cómo va a manejar esa noche él, pero imagínate, ¿no?
Welcome in, Isak. Great to have you here with us on Fight Week. You had a very successful 2025, winning both of your fights last year in dominating fashion. What did you make of your performances last year, and how can you continue to get better?
Bueno, Isak, el año pasado no pudo ser mejor. Ganaste, dominaste, gustaste, enamoraste a la afición. ¿Cómo crees que este año puede ser todavía mejor que el anterior?
Primero que nada, doy gracias a Dios, la gloria y la honra para Él. Y este año voy a hacer mejor las cosas. Quiero seguir escalando. Quiero
to go after bigger, better goals like a world title. So I just gotta continue getting better day in and day out.
Now, you are coming in 7 straight wins by stoppage. Where does that killer instinct come from for you?
Bueno, tenés 7 victorias al hilo antes de la campana final. ¿De dónde viene ese instinto asesino?
ese bien, soy un guerrero, me preparo para combate, hago mi como el coach indica y eso pienso que mi confianza en la preparación es la base de todo triunfo.
I'm a warrior. First, and what my corner tells me to do, I trust them fully. And preparation in the gym sets me up for success.
Now you're fighting Ismael Flores Saturday. This was an opponent that stepped in on short notice. Did that change anything for you in your preparation for this fight?
El hecho de que tengas un oponente que fue de último minuto, ¿te cambian algo la preparación?
No, simplemente enfocados en la victoria. Él viene también por su oportunidad y vamos a defender cada quien nuestro legado en este caso.
Nah, I'm just focused on getting the win. I know that he comes in with his own objectives, his own goals, but I'm just focused on myself and what I need to do to come out with my arm raised in the end.
All right, we'll let you get to work. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Isak Lucero. All right, great work, Isak. And as we gear up against your matchup against Ismael Flores, what can fans expect as you open up the pay-per-view this Saturday, May 2nd, from T-Mobile Arena?
Bueno, ¿qué puede esperar la gente este sábado por pay-per-view para tu pelea contra Flores?
Este 2 de mayo esperen una verdadera noche del 5 de mayo. Vamos a tener increíbles guerras esta noche.
You can expect a true Cinco de Mayo night on Saturday. It's going to be an all-out war. You don't want to miss it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Isak Puro Mexico Lucero. All right, that's Isak Puro Mexico Lucero as we are here for our open workout. Once again, PBC Pay-Per-View Prime Video and DAZN Pay-Per-View. David Benavidez, Zurdo Ramirez for the WBO, WBA Cruiserweight World Championship. You do not want to miss it as we gear up for another tremendous Cinco de Mayo boxing weekend. We're now set for our next fighter to come to the ring as he comes in, known for his all-action style, as he engaged in a memorable slugfest with Mexican superstar Pitbull Cruz in one of the best fights of 2025. With the record 23 wins, 18 by knockout, 4 defeats and 2 draws. From Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico, here is Anel Fierro. Welcome in, Anel, as we get you set for a tremendous night of action from T-Mobile Arena, May 2nd. You have a very tough test in front of you. Obviously, the last time you were here and fought in Vegas, you delivered one of the best fights of 2025 when you fought Isak Pitbull Cruz. What can fans expect from you against Oscar Duarte?
Bueno, la última vez que estuviste acá en Las Vegas, la gente se llevó una pelea memorable contra Pitbull Cruz. Pueden esperar ahora que estás de rey.
No, va a haber otra guerra. Cada vez que yo subo y este 2 de mayo no voy a dejar a la gente decepcionada. Vengo por los títulos, vengo a dejarme cuerpo y alma ahí arriba del ring y que gane el público y gane arriba Tijuana.
I'm gonna go out there and put on a show like I always do. I'm gonna leave my blood, sweat, tears inside the ring in order to come out with my arm raised. I'm doing this for my hometown of Tijuana.
Now, you are coming in as an underdog into this fight, but you're no stranger to playing that role. Do you relish those opportunities when you are doubted or you are the underdog?
¿Te gusta llegar como alguien que no es favorito, que la gente duda sobre si podés ganar o no en vez de ser el favorito?
Claro, ya me encanta, ¿no? Creo que es lo mejor. Ahorita he mostrado, he echado fiestas a perder en Puerto Rico, ya eché a perder una fiesta. A Pitbull Cruz le compliqué la noche y pues esta vez conozco a Duarte, no vengo a complicársela, vengo a llevarme la victoria.
Of course, I love being the underdog because you know what? When I'm the underdog, you don't know who's going to spoil the party. I came with our Cruz, I put on a show and it was a spectacular fight. The same is going to happen with Duarte. I'm going to go out there and prove that just because I'm the underdog, it doesn't mean that I can be the spoiler.
Saturday night, a victory for Anel Fierro does what for you?
Bueno, el sábado, si ganás una victoria, ¿qué hace para Ángel Fierro?
Me pone en peleas mucho más grandes, ¿no? Esta es una de las más grandes también, pero creo que me pone poder enfrentarme por un campeonato del mundo, ¿no? Directo, entonces eso es lo que estoy buscando. Quiero ser campeón del mundo, pero primero hay que pasar esta prueba contra Oscar Duarte y yo estoy seguro que la vamos a superar.
It's going to put me on the doorstep to even bigger fights. Keep in mind, this is a big fight already, but I'm talking about world title opportunities, things that I've been looking forward to for a long time. But first things first, I got to look out for Duarte and then go from there.
All right. Thank you so much, Angel. We'll let you get to work. Angel Tachiro Fierro.
¿Traes una maleta de cachivaches? No, lo que es estar preparada, señorita. Es usted lo mejor. Al ratito te la regreso. Ahorita solamente grabo a Tachiro. Pero si la necesitas. Discúlpame. Creo que aquí. Creo, güey. O sea, porque me dijeron, yo te aviso, ¿qué onda con la reservación? Sigo sin tener el mail hasta ahorita. Te amo. Gracias, Reina.
All right, thank you, Angel. One last question before we let you get going, and we'll obviously talk to you a little bit more at the press conference tomorrow. But as you wrap up the workout, get ready for this fight week. What's the one key for your fight Saturday against Oscar Duarte?
Bueno, Ángel, danos la clave más clave de todas las claves para la pelea del sábado.
Va a ser una guerra desde el primer round hasta el último. Vengo a entregarme, como les dije. Vengo que toda la gente de Vegas se vaya contenta. Que vean una gran pelea. Es difícil robarme la noche, pero voy a hacer todo para llevarme la mejor noche, la mejor pelea de la noche. Hay grandes peleas, Jaime Toro, Zurdo, Benavidez, pero estoy seguro que a robar, darme la victoria.
I'm here on the show. I know how hard it is. I mean, look at the names on this card. Munguia, Resendiz, Benavidez, Ramirez. It's going to be a tall task. But, you know, we're going to steal the show. We're going to delight the fans out here. And then I'm going to get the win.
Well, thank you so much, Angel. We know you're no stranger to stealing the show, as we remembered last year with your fight against Pitbull Cruz. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Anel Fierro. Taking on Oscar Duarte in what should be an all-action fight, as we are now set for our next fighter to come to the ring. And this one, he is one of the sport's premier action fighters, a former world champion at 154 pounds, most recently avenging the loss to Bruno's decision in their rematch last May. He comes in with the record 45 victories, 35 by knockout, opposite of 2 defeats. He is a native of Tijuana, Baja California, Mexico. Damas y caballeros, está presentando Haime Mungia. Jaime, welcome in, as we'll have you stand between myself and Martin Batar. Welcome to Fight Week, as you are here, Cinco de Mayo weekend. You're a man that's no stranger to being on a big stage like this on this particular weekend, as you fought Canelo Alvarez not too long ago. Now you are here again with another world title opportunity in front of you. How will this time be different coming out victorious?
Bueno, Jaime.
Bueno, pues sí, ya tiene un tiempo que estuvimos aquí hace un par de años, pero la verdad es que viene un mejor Jaime Munguia, pues con más madurez y con muchas ganas, ¿no? de ser campeón del mundo este fin de semana del 2 de mayo.
Well, you know, yes, that's true. We have been here a couple of years ago, but you're going to see a more mature Jaime Munguia this time around. We're hungry. We want to take that title, and we're going to put on a show on May 2nd.
Now, you're no stranger as well to being in the ring.
Ser un 2 veces campeón mundial.
Pues digo, vamos a ir a buscar el knockout y vamos a darle un gran espectáculo a la gente, pero sobre todo a salir a ganar round por round.
We're going to go look for the knockout. We're going to look to show people that we can really make it a spectacle out there. And more than anything, we're going to go after the win.
All right, thank you so much, Jaime. We'll let you get to work. Once again, Haime Mongia. All right, thank you so much, Jaime. And you're in our co-main event. World title on the line. What's a message you want to give to all of your Mexican fans out here that are coming out to support and see you become a two-time world champion?
Bueno,
No, pues decirles a todos que muchas gracias por su apoyo y que van a ver este sábado a un Jaime Munguia 2 veces campeón del mundo y pues coronando. Muchas gracias a todos. Saludos, soy mi Jaime Munguia.
well, I want to thank you all for your support. Those who are here, those who are watching on the stream, thank you so much. And I promise you what you're going to see is a two-time world champion, Jaime Munguia, on Saturday night. I'm going to come out on top.
Thank you so much. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for, one more time, the former champ, Haime Mungia. Jaime Mungia will be featured one half of our co-main event, taking on Armando Toro Resendiz. Obviously, many people are talking about David Benavidez against Zurdo Ramirez in our main event, but don't overlook that co-main event between Jaime Mungia and Armando Toro Resendiz. Both men come forward, both men are aggressive, and a world title on the line, the WBA Super Middleweight World Championship on the line between both men, Mungia and Resendiz, as both guys are looking to leave it all in the ring and steal the show from our main event this Saturday, May 2nd. It's like I tell you fans, this is a tremendous fight card, top to bottom. All of these fighters are aggressive action fighters stylistically. This should not have a boring fight on it come Saturday night. So if you have not gotten tickets yet, you could go to AXS.com. Tickets still available. T-Mobile Arena this Saturday, May 2nd. You do not want to miss it. Once again, we have a filled fight week coming your way. Our final press conference tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. This is the last chance for the fighters to say their last words before going toe-to-toe Saturday night. Then Thursday evening, we have the opening bell Cinco de Mayo special feature with the legendary Oscar de la Hoya and Julio Cesar Chavez. You do not want to miss that. Then Friday, open to the public, we have our weigh-in. We are now set for our next fighter as he comes to the ring. He kicked off 2026 with the unanimous decision by avenging his one blemish on his record, a unanimous decision victory over Manuel Flores in January after their majority draw. Originally from Tijuana, now training in Orange County, undefeated, 15 victories, 8 by knockout, no defeats in one draw. Here is Jorge Chavez. Welcome in, Jorge, as you gear up for another exciting fight this Saturday, May 2nd. What has training camp been like for you getting prepared for this fight?
¿Cómo ha sido tu campamento de entrenamiento de cara a esta pelea?
Oh, mi campamento es superior a mi oponente, obviamente, y no estamos listos para la guerra. Es un honor ser parte de este evento.
You know what? Training camp has been great. We're ready for what's going to be a great fight, and we are so pumped up for what's going to be an outstanding event as well.
Now, before we get to your fight Saturday night, you are coming off a very important win, avenging the draw you had against Manuel Flores in January. How important was that for you to get that victory?
Bueno, te redimiste de aquel empate contra tu oponente en enero y ahora llegás más fortalecido a esa victoria para vos.
Sí, pues como boxeador, pues tenemos mucho honor en nuestras victorias. Hay mucho trabajo que ponemos atrás de estos campamentos. No miramos a nuestras familias o cuando me robaron esa noche, pues me sentí mal. Yo pensé que gané la pelea 8-2 fácilmente, les enseñé a la gente que puedo boxear también, no nomás tomo golpe a lo menso, pero la revancha le di guerra al cabrón y me la llevé yo.
Well, you know, a lot more goes into a fight than people realize. When that draw happened, I felt bad because I thought that like 8 rounds to 2, so I didn't understand the decision. But you know what? I came out in the rematch and I redeemed myself, looking better than ever. And this time around, it's going to be no exception. I'm going to be the best version of myself.
What can fans expect from both you and Sanchez Saturday night?
¿Qué pueden esperar la gente tanto de vos como de Sánchez el sábado por la noche?
No, pues pueden esperar una guerra. Sabes que los mexicanos no dan menos que eso.
You can expect no less than a war. You know that Mexicans are primed for that.
All right, we'll let you get to work. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Jorge Sanchez.
There's no break, right? So when they come, just like whisper to them, like, hey, we're going to be doing interviews over here. So tell them I'm not sorry. ¿Cuál fue el punto más bajo para llegar a lo que es esto?
All right, thank you, Jorge.
I know, for sure. Yeah, don't worry.
So as you look towards Saturday night, if you get the victory, what does the future hold for Jorge Chavez?
Bueno, si ganas este sábado, ¿cómo te imaginas el futuro de Jorge Chavez?
Pues primero que nada no es un sí gano, va a ser sí voy a ganar. Pues al futuro para mí yo quiero el nuevo anyway para el otro año que viene. Ahorita primero quiero ir a las 12 rounds. Tengo 2 peleas, 3 peleas. Esta va a ser mi tercera pelea a 10 rounds, pero el futuro está brilloso y yo quiero lo mejor que tiene que. Yo quiero los mejores en mi división.
It's not if I win, it's when I win, first of all. Second of all, I know who I want. I want Inoue. This year, next year, whenever it may be, I want to face the best. That's the bottom line. And that all starts this Saturday night, so get ready.
Well, that's certainly a big name. Once again, we thank you. We look forward to talking to you more at the press conference tomorrow. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Jorge Chavez.
Del combate que vas a montar con Oscar Duarte en cuanto a estilos. Puede ser la pelea de la noche.
Jorge Chavez, as he looks to take on a big name in Naoya Inoue. But first, he's got to get past his opponent, Jose Sanchez, which should be an all-action fight as we gear up. Once again, the pay-per-view starts 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Time this Saturday. Before that, we have first on Prime, the live stream for free on Prime Video, and it all begins 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific Time, and that is headlined by Daniel Blancas, a super middleweight, who is looking to put on a show first on Prime here for Prime Video. Once again, this is a full card featuring many Mexico versus Mexico showdowns. We've already spoken about our main event. David El Monstro Benavidez versus Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. One more time, ladies and gentlemen, who's here for El Monstro, David Benavidez?
Después de esta pelea con Duarte, ¿a qué peleadores te gustaría medir?
And who is here for the champ, the unified cruiserweight world champion, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez? Both men looking to make history. It's the first of its kind Mexico versus Mexico Cruiserweight Championship bout as Benavidez against Zurdo goes down, as Benavidez is going up in weight to become a 3-time world champion. Zurdo Ramirez, again, no stranger to making history. He is the first Mexican super middleweight world champion, and he is the first Mexican cruiserweight world champion. So he is looking to hold on to those belts, as Benavidez, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. If Zurdo Ramirez is able to defeat Benavidez, he himself enters those ranks as well as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters. It should be a good one in our main event, as both Benavidez and Zurdo go toe-to-toe. And like I said, both men, no stranger to a boring fight. They both come forward. Both are all-action fighters. They are not going to let the fight play out. They are going to go right at each other. And neither have been in a boring fight. And both have taken on former champions and world champions. So this absolutely should be a tremendous main event. Again, a full fight card we got going for you. We already spoke to Jaime Munguia, who is featured in our co-main event. We have Armando Toro Resendiz coming a little bit later on this evening. Then we just spoke to Anel Fierro as he's taking on Oscar Duarte, who is another fighter that we have coming your way in a 12-round clash. Then we have unbeaten super bantamweight contenders Jorge Chavez, Jose Tito Sanchez. We spoke to both men. They have both spoken. They want to steal the show. That's a common thread throughout these fights. all of these fighters are looking to steal the show come Saturday night from T-Mobile Arena. And then, of course, we open our pay-per-view up with Isak Puro Mexico Lucero, who's one of the boxing's brightest young rising stars, as he faces the contender Ismael Flores as they go toe-to-toe. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are here from Las Vegas, MGM Grand, on a historic boxing weekend, and you can't have a Cinco de Mayo historic boxing weekend without featuring Mexico versus Mexico matchups, and that's exactly what we have here. I want to give a special thanks to our promoters for helping put this event on. TGB Promotions, Oscar De La Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions, Samson Lukowicz's Samson Boxing. This is what boxing's all about. This is what fans care about, when promoters can come together and make the fights fans want to see, and that's exactly what we have here on May 2nd, as we have an excellent fight card coming your way, all action. And once again, we want to give a shout out to Tom Brown from TGB Promotions, Eric Gomez, Oscar De La Hoya, Golden Boy Promotions as well, for consistently trying to make the biggest and best fights. And that's what Oscar De La Hoya said, you know, in the kickoff press conference. He said he called and spoke to all of these promoters, and he was looking to make this the biggest event it possibly could be. And we are just a few days away from fighters stepping into the ring this Saturday. And I, for one, am very much excited, looking forward to it. What is going to happen? Who knows? And that's the best part of these fights. You got 50-50 matchups when you talk about some of these fights, and you know, we have question marks coming into our main event. People are wondering, you know, David Benavidez obviously has been dominant throughout his career. He's got a tremendous resume, as I mentioned, fighting former champions, but people are wondering, is he taking on too much, going up 25 pounds to face the unified champion Zurdo Ramirez? That's the question people want answered, and we're going to find out those answers Saturday night, May 2nd. So that is one thing fans are curious about. As for Zurdo Ramirez, how is he going to deal with the pressure that Benavidez brings? One thing about Benavidez, his motor is relentless. He comes forward, he corners fighters, he breaks them down, and eventually he finishes them. He has done that all throughout his career. He's looking to become a 3-division world champion. How does Zurdo Ramirez handle that pressure? One of those things is got to give, and with Benavidez and Zurdo, that's where the chess match comes into play. Will Benavidez' all-action, aggressive style be too much to handle for Zurdo Ramirez? Or will Zurdo Ramirez's power and ability to be the unified champion at cruiserweight, Benavidez stepping up 25 pounds, will that be too much? Those are the questions we as fight fans want to know, and we're going to find those out. But credit to both men for accepting this fight, for making this fight. You know, not a lot of fighters would move up 25 pounds to become a 3-division world champion, but David Benavidez is not like most fighters. He has said he is consistently trying to give the fights fans want to see, and he's already proven that. He's done that throughout his career. He did that when he helped make that fight against Caleb Plant in what was one of the better fights of that year. He made that fight against David Morrell. He made that fight against Anthony Arde. So that's one of those things about David Benavidez, is he's no stranger to being there and putting on the fights fans want to see. And we are very much looking forward to Saturday. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for our next fighter as he is set to come to the ring. He is coming in a top 140-pound contender, riding a 4-fight winning streak, including a win last August over Kenneth Sims Jr. from Parral, Chihuahua, Mexico. 30 victories, 23 by knockout, opposite of 2 defeats and 1 draw. Please help me welcome Oscar Duarte. Well, we'll have Oscar Duarte coming in just a minute. He will, don't worry, he'll be here, he'll be coming on as we have fighters coming in and out of this ring as we're getting you set for a fantastic fight week. But like I said, you know, we have a tremendous main event. Benavidez, Zurdo Ramirez, as the Unified Cruiserweight Championships are on the line. Ramirez, the WBA, WBO Cruiserweight Champion. He moved up to Cruiserweight in 2023 and has found much success. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I have a very special guest coming to the ring. He has helped make this fight possible. Zurdo Ramirez, he is one of boxing's legendary characters, one of the best fighters of all time. Please help me welcome the Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. Ladies and gentlemen, Oscar De La Hoya here. And Oscar, I was just talking about how this fight card, this is what fans love. And you've always been adamant as far as promoters coming together to make the biggest and best fights. And that's what you guys did here this weekend. Tell fans what they can expect Saturday night, May 2nd.
Yeah, no, every matchup we made, stylistically, is going to be a war. From the first fight on TV at 6 p.m., we have great matchups leading up to the main event. Now the main event is going to be, I'm going to call it now, a Fight of the Year candidate. Styles make fights, and you know, when I fought on Cinco de Mayo weekend, just like Julio Cesar Chavez, just like a lot of great fighters, you have that pressure on you to perform. So Benavidez and Zurdo are going to give you guys a war. So we can't wait. It's going to be exciting. And thank you guys, the fans, who obviously make it happen.
Now, this is a matchup many people are talking about with Benavidez, Zurdo. Benavidez going up 25 pounds. Zurdo, obviously the unified cruiserweight champion. You know, what are some of the X's and O's as a fighter going into this matchup? Two Mexicans making history as the first cruiserweight fight on Cinco de Mayo weekend. What are something that you're looking for in this matchup?
Yeah, well, when I fought many years ago, you know, as a fighter, you tend to break fights down. You know, you dissect one fighter's style and you dissect the other fighter's style. So Zurdo Ramirez has a slow style. He throws a few punches and bunches, but he hits hard, and he has a great chin, right? On the other hand, Benavidez, he's a buzzsaw. He will throw punches and bunches. He will throw 1,000 punches a fight. So styles make fights. I believe that this fight is going to be an action-packed fight right from the start, and I do believe somebody's going to get knocked out. whether it's Benavidez throwing thousands of punches, or whether it's Zurdo Ramirez timing Benavidez and throwing one of the haymakers in between the buzzsaw. So it's going to be a great fight. Styles make fights. I guarantee it's going to be a great, great fight.
Now, you just mentioned it. You are no stranger to this weekend and how important this weekend is in boxing history. What makes Cinco de Mayo weekend, especially in Las Vegas, so special?
The beer. I mean, I can't wait to get my drink. Let's go. Cinco de Drinko, baby. Cinco de Mayo is all about tradition. It's about, heritage. It's about just having a good time. I don't care where you're from. Everybody loves to celebrate Cinco de Mayo. It's a happy tradition. It's happy festivities, and especially here in Vegas, you get to watch a great fight. It's going to be awesome.
Now, obviously, we spoke about the main event, but what other matchup are you most looking forward to? I mean, obviously, we talked about Jaime Munguia, Armando Resendiz for the world title. We also have Anel Fierro, Oscar Duarte, who's coming in. What is another matchup that you're most looking forward to?
All the matchups, but Oscar Duarte versus Fierro, which is the third fight on the card, is going to be an absolute banger. I mean, these guys don't know how to take a step going backwards. And obviously, we got Haime Mongia in the co-main event fighting Resendiz, the world champion. That's going to be another banger. These guys don't know how to take a step back, and they throw bombs. So it's going to be a great card, trust me.
All right, Oscar, one last message you have for the fight fans that came out to support this event, support these fighters. What do you have to say to them that are looking forward to being in the arena, T-Mobile, this Saturday, May 2nd?
Yeah, no, just to everyone, just have a great time. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Que viva Mexico, cabrón.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for one more time for Oscar De La Hoya, the Golden Boy, as we gear up for another tremendous event here on one of boxing's premier weekends, as you certainly are going to be looking forward to it. And he is one of the more integral parts, like I mentioned, that helped make this event possible. Now we are set for one half of our main event, ready to come to the ring. He is a former world champion at 168 pounds. He moved up to cruiserweight in 2023 to capture the WBA Cruiserweight Championship and becoming Mexico's first cruiserweight world champion. He added the WBO belt, beating Chris Billiam Smith later that year, and most recently defeated the former champion Unel Dorticos last June. He is representing Mazatlan, Sinaloa, Mexico, with the record 48 victories, 30 by knockout, opposite of one defeat. The reigning, defending WBA and WBO Cruiserweight World Champion. Damas y caballeros, está presentando Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Martin. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the champ, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. As we have Martin Batar making his way into the ring. Gilberto, welcome to Fight Week. You are Mexico's first cruiserweight world champion, and now you are finally here on one of the biggest dates in Mexican history, of the boxing weekend. What is this feeling like to be here headlining on this special weekend?
For me, it's an honor to be here, and I'm super excited because May 5th, el 5 de Mayo, a huevo, y vamos a celebrar todos mexicanos.
And, you know, when this fight was brought to your attention that David Benavidez wanted to fight you, what was your first thought?
Well, I thought it was a great fight because people want to see those kind of fights, and then I was like, yeah, let's do it.
Now, you have been in a lot of tough fights in your career. Do you believe May 2nd will be your toughest fight to date?
I think every fight is tough. Every fight is different. But I think May 2nd is still making history.
This Saturday, what are fans going to find out about Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez?
I'm the best. Soy el mejor. A huevo. Soy el mejor. Y vamos a celebrar el 5 de mayo con una fiesta. We're going to celebrate everyone with a big party.
All right, I'll let you get to work. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. I'll use your mic.
We got Oscar up here. Will we get Oscar up here?
I'm sending signals to Jane.
Don't let me down. I need you bad.
All right, thank you so much, Gilberto. As we'll ask you one final question as we gear up for the main event, Saturday night, May 2nd, inside T-Mobile Arena. What's going to be the biggest difference on Saturday between you and David Benavidez?
I'm the champ. Soy el campeón. I will keep my belt. Lo voy a mantener en mi cinto. Muchas gracias a todos. ¡Viva México, cabrones! ¡A huevo!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for the Unified Cruiserweight World Champion, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, one half of our main event, as we still have El Monstruo David Benavidez still to come here. But it's great to see all you fight fans here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the fight capital of the world, on this very special Cinco de Mayo weekend, a historic matchup, first ever Cruiserweight World title fight. Mexican ring make it. Doesn't get better. And many already. David Benavidez, both men, just absolute. Oscar De La Hoya, the self. How much, you know, David Benavidez is like a buzzsaw that comes in and is relentless. But Ramirez has, you know, he packs a punch. He's got that power. He's got that zip in his punch. And, you know, the difference is that 25-pound weight difference going to be a factor. A lot of times it is. But David Benavidez, I mean, he is not afraid of anything. If you've watched his interviews, if you've seen the Gloves Off episode, which I highly recommend all of you fight fans to watch the Gloves Off episode, gearing you up and prepping for this main event between Benavidez and Zurdo. You can find it on the Premier Boxing Champions YouTube page. The motivation and the lack of fear that Benavidez has. This is what makes champions great, and this is what makes legends who they are. And, you know, both men still got a little bit ways to go to be on that legendary status, but they have the right mentality, knowing that, you know, they're wanting to take on the best. They're wanting to fight the best. And that's what Zurdo has done, and that's what David Benavidez has done. So it's going to make for an interesting chess match coming Saturday night. The women love them. And sometimes it comes down to who wants it more. Who wants it more? Does David Benavidez want it more, or does Zurdo Ramirez want it more? We're going to find out, and I cannot wait, as both men have great respect for each other, but they both understand what's at stake, with Benavidez becoming a three-division world champion, and Zurdo Ramirez defending his belts against one of boxing's best pound-for-pound fighters that will elevate him certainly into that tier as well. So I'm excited. I know Oscar De La Hoya is excited. The fight fans are excited. And like I mentioned, we have a fantastic fight card for you. And it all goes down from T-Mobile Arena May 2nd, this Saturday. Another quick run-through of what we have going on with our fight week. We have the final press conference tomorrow on the Premier Boxing Champions YouTube page. It all starts 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 local time. Then tomorrow evening, opening bell, Cinco de Mayo special feature featuring who we just saw, the legendary Oscar Hoya and Julio Chavez, and the weigh-in open to the public. Gym Grand Garden Arena, 4 p.m. time, 1 p.m. Pacific. All right, we are now set for our next fighter to come to the ring. He is a top 140-pound contender, riding a 4-fight winning streak, including a win last August over Kenneth Sims Jr. from Pará, Chihuahua, Mexico. 30 victories, 23 by knockout, opposite of 2 defeats and 1 draw. Here is Oscar Duarte. All right, we welcome Oscar Duarte as we bring you here to the center of the ring as you gear up for a tremendous event and a fight this Saturday, May 2nd. Why is being part of this card on this weekend so special?
Oscar, ¿por qué es tan especial de formar parte de esta cartelera en este fin de semana?
Es algo muy especial, ya que esta fecha siempre se ha caracterizado por aparte de ser fecha de los mexicanos, por grandes peleas aquí en Las Vegas, y pues me siento feliz de estar peleando este nivel y de que estoy también en una gran cartelera con grandes peleadores mexicanos de máximo nivel. Estoy listo para darles una gran pelea y bien emocionado, ya quiero que sea el sábado.
I'm really proud to be part of this because there's a long history of great Mexican fighters fighting here in Vegas. And just look at this card, chock full of Mexican fighters that are primed to make history as well. So I want to give my best, and I'm here to show all the fans what I'm capable of on Saturday night.
Now you are fighting a very aggressive fighter in Fierro. He likes to come forward, he likes to press you. How do you neutralize that aggression?
¿Cómo pensar neutralizar la agresividad de tu oponente considerando que es su manera de pelear?
Pues viene a pelear agresivo, ya lo he visto, y pues también es mi estilo, soy un peleador agresivo, natural, entonces va a ser una guerra porque la única forma de neutralizarlo va a ser con mi agresividad.
Yes, you're right. He is naturally aggressive, but guess what? I'm also aggressive, and I'm going to come out and pressure him. The only way to neutralize his own aggressiveness is for me to come forward and show him what I'm all about.
After Saturday night, what's going to be your message to the rest of the 140-pound division?
Bueno, después de este sábado por la noche, ¿cuál va a ser tu mensaje para los mejores de la división de las 140 libras?
Pues que aquí estoy listo después de ganar esta pelea, que aquí está Oscar Duarte, yo le peleo a quien sea, yo pues quiero también el campeonato mundial, entonces quien se me ponga enfrente lo voy a quitar de ahí, y pues quiero a los mejores, también me gustaría después de esta pelea una pelea contra el Pitbull.
Well, you guys heard that, where, you know, I'm ready and I'm here to face off against the best. I want to go up against what the 140-pound division has to offer, and I want to face one person in particular, Pitbull Cruz.
Oh, that would be a good fight.
All right, you heard it here. We'll let you get to work. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for La Mingrana, Oscar Duarte.
Did he say some good things?
¿Eh?
Did he say some good things?
Yeah, about Gervonta Davis and Mohamed Ali.
Oh, okay, that's good.
¿Qué vamos a hacer aquí? Vamos a entrar todos. Yo no tal vez, pero ya entran y pues hay que... Lo que me gusta más es
All right, Oscar. Before Saturday night, what do you want to say to the fans that came out support you here on Cinco de Mayo weekend?
Bueno, de cara al sábado por la noche, ¿qué quieren decir los fans?
Gracias por todo su apoyo, por venir acá pues, a pelear. Puedo decir, voy a dar de mi parte una gran pelea y estoy listo para eso.
Well, thank you all for your support. I really appreciate it. And what I can promise you is that I'm going to give you all a great fight. I'm ready for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for La Mingrana, Oscar Duarte.
cartelera llena de mexicanos. ¿Qué hay garantía de eso cuando hay
Sí, obviamente la llenamos con mexicanos.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are now ready for our next fighter to come to the ring. He is coming where he delivered one of boxing's biggest upsets of 2025 when he won a decision over former champion Kayla Plant last May. He is the reigning WBA super middleweight world champion with the record of 16 victories, 11 by knockout, opposite of 2 defeats. From Guayabitos, Nayarit, Mexico, here is Armando Toro Resendiz.
Yo creo que Benavidez tira muchos golpes. Es un peleador que no pega tan fuerte tampoco de un golpe, pero pierde, tira muchos golpes. Ahora el estilo de Zurdo, él sabe cómo calcular el golpe. Lo tira con mucho poder.
Muy emocionante, me gusta mucho. Me siento muy comprometido a dar un gran espectáculo, muy contento, disfrutando todos los momentos, como siempre. Lo mejor que puedo hacer es disfrutar mi momento. Siento que es mi momento y quiero hacerlo bien.
This could not be more exciting. You're right, I'm the champ and it feels amazing. So I'm just enjoying the moment, I'm soaking it all in because that's all you can do. Enjoy it and then go after the win on Saturday night.
Now you're facing off against a very formidable foe with Jaime Munguia, who's a former world champion. How do you make sure you leave T-Mobile Arena Saturday night still as the WBA world champion?
Te estás enfrentando contra un ex campeón mundial que va a ser un oponente muy duro. ¿Cómo te vas a asegurar de que cuando termina el sábado por la noche vos te llevas el cinturón a casa?
Haciendo lo que sé hacer, ¿no? Escuchando mi esquina, poniéndome disciplinado y haciendo mi trabajo, disfrutándolo y gozándolo, que esto es una fiesta.
It's really simple. Look, all I gotta do is go out there, listen to my corner, and like I said before, just enjoy every single minute of it because we're gonna put on a show and it's gonna be a great night.
Now, obviously, many people are talking about Benavidez, Zurdo, but you are the co-main event. Do you guys believe you're going to steal the show Saturday night?
¿Crees que van a robarse todos los focos, Munguia y vos, más allá de que Benavidez y Zurdo son el evento principal?
Yo creo que sí, creo que todas las peleas son buenísimas, pero también sé que la mía es una pelea muy buena, sé que los dos vamos con todo, sé que los dos queremos ganar y yo definitivamente no quiero dejar mi cinturón.
Of course, I mean, look, every single fight on this card is outstanding, but I know that mine is going to be really, really good. So you don't want to miss it because the goal is to go home with the belt in my arms.
All right, we'll let you get to work. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the champ, Armando Toro Resendiz.
¿Quién gana, Pacquiao o Mayweather? En la segunda que van a hacer, si es que la hace. Para mí Mayweather, porque Mayweather sigue siendo bien calculado cuando elige sus contrincantes. Mayweather está más fresco, ha estado en exhibiciones manteniéndose su forma física. Pacquiao se vio muy bien contra Barrios. Para mí va a ser una gran pelea, va a ser una muy buena pelea, pero para mí Mayweather va obviamente a boxear, ser una pelea quizás aburrida. Pacquiao va a tratar mucho, quizás va a cometer muchos errores, porque va a estar ansioso para ganarle a Mayweather. Para mí Mayweather por decisión.
Y por último, Fer, ¿qué significa que siempre venía un 5 de mayo acá en La Vega y la gente te recibe como si fueras protagonista, ¿no?
Yo vivo aquí en Las Vegas actualmente. El boxeo para mí es mi vida, ¿no? Amo el deporte, promoviendo, peleando. Agradezco mucho la visión.
¿Qué es lo que más extrañas del boxeo, Oscar, ahorita que es toda esta fiesta?
Cuando me pegan, es lo que extraño lo máximo. Yo extraño cuando me pegaban, porque yo soy un peleador bien pasivo. Nice person, como dicen, ¿no? Pero cuando me pegaban, los ojos se me ponían rojos que me peguen.
Oscar, make no mistake, you guys are in a business war. You saw that.
All right, Armando, before we get you out of here, we want to ask you one last question. As you take on Haime Mongia, what are the biggest challenges that you present for him?
Bueno, antes de que te dejemos ir, contanos cuáles son tus principales virtudes que crees que le van a causar muchos problemas a Munguia este sábado.
Bueno, pues siempre he sido muy disciplinado. Me gusta obedecer mucho a mi esquina. Me gusta hacer las cosas lo mejor posible. Y tengo muchas ganas de salir adelante.
Look, the bottom line is that I'm very disciplined. I listen to my corner. I know what I have to do, and I have the willingness to always move forward. So that's what I can promise you on Saturday night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for Armando Toro Resendiz. All right, Armando Toro Resendiz, our co-main event, as he takes on Haime Mungia in what absolutely should be a tremendous matchup. WBA super middleweight world titles on the line. Resendiz making his first defense of that world title. He ended up winning in one of boxing's biggest upsets of 2025, defeating Caleb Plant. Came out on top with the split decision victory, and now he's looking to hold on to that world title. A lot of matchups waiting for him, but he certainly has a very difficult matchup against Haime Mungia. Mungia comes into this fight as, you know, a former world champion. He has been on this stage before, so he is no stranger to being under the bright lights. So that should be an absolute tremendous matchup. Once again, our schedule for this fight week, final press conference tomorrow, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. We also have the opening bell, Cinco de Mayo special feature, Oscar De La Hoya, Julio Cesar Chavez, sitting together as the two legends of the game are here on Cinco de Mayo weekend. Then Friday, it is open to the public, our weigh-in from the MGM Grand Garden Arena. Doors open at 12 p.m. local time. And then we begin our weigh-in, 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Pacific. If you have never been to a fight week weigh-in, I highly recommend you are there. It's one of the most special parts of fight week. It's the last time fighters go face-to-face with their opponents before stepping into the ring on Saturday night, so you do not want to miss that. And then we have Fight Night Saturday from T-Mobile Arena. First, we'll start things off with our first on Prime, 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific time, free on Prime Video. Then our pay-per-view all begins. Our 5-fight pay-per-view begins 8 p.m. Eastern time, 5 p.m. Pacific. You do not want to miss it. 5 fights coming your way, featuring a majority of Mexico versus Mexico showdown, and it all culminates in our main event, a historic match, the cruiserweight world titles on the line, the WBA and the WBO cruiserweight world titles. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez defends his world titles against David El Monstruo Benavidez. That is our main event, a fight fans are very much looking forward to. It is, again, an interesting matchup. How is the weight difference going to play a role? Will Zurdo be able to be the first man to defeat David Benavidez? Or will David Benavidez become a 3-division world champion? Both men afraid of no one, willing to take on all comers, and they are proving it on Saturday night from T-Mobile Arena here in Las Vegas. Tickets still available, AXS.com. You do not want to miss it. AXS.com, as tickets are still available from T-Mobile Arena as we get you set for a very special Cinco de Mayo weekend fight. Saturday, May 2nd, it all goes down. David Benavidez, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. We want to thank all of you fight fans for coming on out. You are what makes these fight weeks so special to be a part of this. Once again, one more time, who's here for David El Monstruo Benavidez? And who is here for the champ, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez? Our main event. Again, you heard Oscar De La Hoya said it. He believes it is going to be a fight of the year candidate. And I, for one, second that. Both men aggressive. We know what Benavidez brings. He comes forward. He looks to go through you. And Ramirez, who is no stranger to taking on guys, having that power, having that zip in his punches, really being able to sit on his punches. How is he going to handle the pressure of Benavidez? How is Benavidez going to handle the difference in weight moving up? Normally, we're so used to seeing David Benavidez being the bigger man in a fight, being able to break guys down. Will he be able to do that against Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez? He won't be the bigger man going into this fight. That is a nice little wrinkle that we'll be able to find out Saturday in T-Mobile Arena how that ends up playing out. So David Benavidez, Zurdo Ramirez, our main event, certainly looking to stake their claim in what has always been a massive boxing weekend, and they are looking to add their fight to the long history of fights in what has always been a massive boxing weekend, and they are looking to add their fight to the long history of fights that have taken place on this special weekend that have delivered over and over again. Is, you know, we just saw Oscar De La Hoya has been part of many of those weekends. Julio Cesar Chavez been a part of many of those weekends. So we are very much looking forward to another Mexico versus Mexico showdown with David. A lot of respect for David Benavidez and Zurdo Ramirez, but they want fans to go home remembering that David Benavidez, one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in the world. Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, he is the first Mexican super middleweight world champion, and then he was the first Mexican cruiserweight world champion. So both men are used to making history, and we all find out how it's going to play out in this matchup, as both guys will be looking to go toe-to-toe. And you've heard both of them say they don't think it's going 12. They are both looking for the knockout. How does it play out? We'll find out. As Benavidez and Zurdo, but this is the fight fans love to see. They love to see when two great champions come together, the best versus the best. That's all fight fans ask for. They just want the best versus the best, and that's exactly what they're getting this Saturday, May 2nd, T-Mobile Arena, Cinco de Mayo weekend. Again, I want to give a big shout out to the promoters for helping put this fight together. Oscar De La Hoya, Eric Gomez from Golden Boy Promotions helping put this event together, along with Samson Lukowitz from Samson Boxing, who's also involved in an integral part to helping put this fight together, and Mr. Tom Brown from TGB Promotions, as he also was putting this fight card together. It is great to see promoters coming together to put this fight card. As we ran down the fight card, it's littered with 50-50 matchups, undefeated against undefeated, champion versus champion, world titles on the line. There's so much at stake Saturday night, and I, for one, am very much looking forward to it, and I cannot wait to see what all goes down as we all see what's going to happen. So it is a chess match that we're going to be looking at in our main event between Benavidez and Zurdo Ramirez. Benavidez, his relentless style, he loves to come aggressive. We've seen him so many times in his career when he took on Caleb Plant, he took on David Morrell, he took on Demetrius Andrade. He has been able to overwhelm guys over the course of a fight and break them down. And we saw him finish Anthony Yard late last year, and he was able to finish him at 175. And the thing I love about David Benavidez is he is no nonsense. He's a guy that understands where his position is at in the sport. He has said he wants to become the next face of boxing. He has said that, he's not looking to deliver boring fights. His style caters to that of fight fans. He looks for the knockout. He looks for those finishes, and he has proven it time and time again throughout his career as a two-division world champion. And, he obviously has great respect for Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Obviously, both former sparring partners, so they do have some familiarity with each other. But he wants to be one of the legends. He wants to be great. And he has accomplished already a lot. His resume continues to get better and better and continues to move on up with some of the best in boxing. When you talk about those names, and he's still so young in the sport. He's not finished. He said, he plans to win the WBO, the WBA cruiserweight world titles. And then he plans to go back down to 175. He mentions he wants Dmitry Bivol. He wants Artur Beterbiev. Those are some of the biggest names at 175 pounds. So that just shows you the aggression and the mindset of a champion with David Benavidez. The fact that, there's other fighters that they'll avoid those type of fights. They'll avoid going up against those guys. I mean, who would go up 25 pounds to take on Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez? David Benavidez is doing that. And that's a credit to him, a credit to, not sit on the shelf. He said, I could have sat on the shelf and waited for that next opportunity at 175 pounds. But he didn't do that. He ended up going up 25 pounds for this opportunity. And if he's able to pull this off Saturday night, it certainly will be historic. It's certainly historic. and it will be one of the most impressive things we've seen in recent memory in boxing if he's able to do that against Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. But as we spoke with Zurdo earlier, you know, he's not looking to be pushed over. He knows Benavidez. He's not taking him lightly. He's looking to keep those belts and stake his claim as one of the best pound-for-pound fighters in boxing. And if he's able to defeat David Benavidez, he'd be the first man to do so, and he obviously would get much more acclaim if he's able to pull off that feat and defeat El Monstro, David Benavidez. David Benavidez, as he is looking to accomplish a lot as becoming the WBA, WBO cruiserweight world champions. And in order to do so, you wonder, what is it going to take? And, you know, just reading and speaking, seeing some of the interviews, he talked about, you know, he's got to be smart. He's expecting the best. Zurdo Ramirez, he knows he's got to come correct. He knows he's got to come prepared. And, you know, that's one thing about him that he absolutely is looking forward to against Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. And David Benavidez, we are looking forward to seeing him. He's just moments away from coming to the ring now as we await for our main event fighter to come, as we've already spoken to all of our fighters that are a part of this tremendous pay-per-view card. Now, even though the pay-per-view begins 8 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Pacific, we also have, prior to the pay-per-view, a 3-fight First on Prime lineup. It streams live for free on Prime Video, and it begins 5:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 2:30 p.m. Pacific, and it features the very talented super middleweight Daniel Blancas. Daniel Blancas will be headlining the First on Prime, as he will be fighting T-Mobile Arena May 2nd. So that is one to very much look forward to, as we have a full fight card, as I mentioned, featuring Mexico versus Mexico. A lot of fights, world titles on the line as we went through. So, but again, all culminating with David Benavidez and Zurdo Ramirez. Once again, final press conference. 3C and WBA light heavyweight world champion, undefeated, 31-0, 25 by knockout. Please help me welcome David El Monstro Benavidez. David, welcome to...
So, man, I'm going to come in with a tremendous energy, and I can't wait.
What would it mean for you? I mean, you said, you could have had the option to just sit and wait at 175 pounds, but you said, no, I want to go up. I want to get those belts at 200 pounds. What would it mean for you to become a 3-division world champion?
Just, it'll let me know that I'm fulfilling my destiny. I'm going to be a great by the time my career is all said and done, so just continuing capturing titles and showing the world I'm the best in the world.
What is it about your mindset? I mean, you fought Caleb Plant, you fought David Morrell, you fought Demetrius Andrade, and now you're fighting Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. You continue to try to fight, make the best fights possible. What is it in your mindset that allows you to do so?
I'm a different type of fighter. You know, all the fighters I've been fighting are the best in the world, and it just shows that I got a lot of balls and I let them hang.
All right, David, we'll let you get to work with your son, and we'll talk to you a little bit after.
Todos tranquilos, descendientes, que de los rayos no se me despeguen. Empecherados, los pecheados, se ve que están desvelados muchachos. Como un palmeta, todo está calmado. Cuando nos dicen que ya no han cambiado, González y Jorge cabe la corta. Y una patita nunca nos estorba, señal que viene arriba. Desde los ranchos hasta la capital. Cada quien la trae pensada, detrás de rato viene la manada, un tostonazo por si acaso, que voy a montar a la base dorado, pero el mundo ya para donde vamos, el mundo por tres por cuatro regular, la ciudad está pavimentada, pero las rocas vienen empolvadas, señal que viene mirar, desde los ranchos para la capital, puro corrido sobre el conejo, pura presa y seminal pesada.
David, what a workout you just went through. And, you know, before we let you go, we're going to talk to you a little bit more at the press conference tomorrow. But what do you want to say to all your Mexican fans that came out headlining here Cinco de Mayo weekend?
Le quiero decir gracias a todos, los quiero mucho. Y este sábado vamos a ganar los campeonatos. Con ustedes aquí de mi lado, les agradezco mucho. Muchas gracias por todo. Also, I want to tell you guys something too. When I'm in the fight, when I start turning up, I want you guys to say Monstro. So let's say it in 3, 2, 1. Monstro! All right. But thank you guys. I really love you guys. I worked extremely hard for this. 5 months in training camp. The only thing I've seen in my vision is victory. So I'm going to go out there and I'm going to make sure you guys get your money worth this May 2nd.
May 2nd, once again, ladies and gentlemen, give it up one more time for El Monstro, David Benavidez. David Benavidez looking to become a 3-division world champion. Once again.
I'm not looking to become, I will become 3-time world champion.
All right, David, El Monstro Benavidez, ladies and gentlemen. Our main event, Saturday, May 2nd. Benavidez versus Zurdo. You do not want to miss it. We'll see everyone tomorrow for our final press conference. 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 12:30 p.m. Pacific. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we look forward to an exciting PBC Fight Week. Thank you.